singles day underway. No, it's just wide. Radar so far in world terms, and that's because there's so many good Japanese women's singles players. Of course, recent winner of the All England, Ohori. She's beaten some of her teammates here this week. Hashimoto is highly rated. Minati, Manatsu, another very competent player. There's a very good rally, isn't it, for the second rally of the match? My goodness me. Oh my word, and with shots like that, that's why I think she might. Oh, that's delightful. Delightful neck shot.
I used to.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking about the last Grand Prix Gold tournament, of course, was last week, the Swiss Grand Prix Gold. Unseeded left-hander won the final. Herbing Xiao. We've got another left-handed unseeded player here in Auckland. Good judgment, just long. Of course, had a men's singles champion here last year, Hyun, but never won any of the other disciplines here at the New Zealand Open. They're such a strong nation in world terms, that's surprising.
Tournament decision by the Federation of where they're best choosing to play and compete in their events and their tournament plans over the year.
Yeah, good rally. I think, and it's such a well-run tournament, it's so friendly. I think that more the players come here, now it's a Grand Prix Gold status. I think the standard is better than last year, and I can only see the standard and more of the top players coming down here to Auckland. I think it's a fabulous event.
Exactly, yeah, I think especially as we become more cemented in, it's great to see that just keep growing and growing and growing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
And you don't make the right decision and maybe come up with a mistake.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, we were talking yesterday, weren't we, Ollie, about women's singles and the basic tactics. Oh my word, that's brilliant. Well, won 3 medals in 3 consecutive World Junior Championships. In fact, in 2013 in Bangkok, she was the #1 seed. Lost in the final to Yamaguchi, another one of those highly talented young Japanese players.
3 World Junior medals, as you say. She's obviously of genuine quality, and she's starting to show that here this week.
Yeah, I suppose sometimes it actually helps that you're not under pressure, because nobody's particularly sort of expecting you to win the whole time, and that might actually have helped.
Exactly. I mean, when you're in the not in the shadows is probably a bit tough, but when you have players like Okuhara, Yamaguchi, Hashimoto that are attracting the attention of the world leaders in ladies singles at the moment and setting the pace as well. But Ohori has something different. She has some more racket skills, more deception. She's not your typical ladies singles player in the decisions she makes, from what I've seen so far.
Oh, that's brilliant. Right on cue. I don't think you should be. I think she's started this final really well. Oh, well, there's nothing you can do about that. Hit the top of the tape and just... Nice. Oh, good defense. Just too flat and not deep enough. That little lift to the forehand corner of Sung Ji Hyun, and it got what it deserved. It got thumped. So a 4-point advantage to the number 1 seed here at the mid-game straight games. Calm in a crisis. Yeah, not only read it, but her reaction to play it into the open space. I always think that's, you know, so impressive with these top players. We were talking yesterday whether it's just instinctive that...
A lot of it's about just recognising patterns. It's more relevant to the doubles and the mixed doubles disciplines, but especially in singles as well. If you have the feeling that they're going to look to cover one corner or one area of the court and you can play it to somewhere else, that's obviously the choice you're going to make. But a real hallmark of the top players is their ability to create some extra time for themselves. And
oh, wow, that is nice. It usually pays dividends.
exactly, I think that was a perfect example from Ohori there.
Oh, look at that. That's another one of those. Overdone it. Ohori should be using the back of the court more before she goes for these angled downward shots.
I get the feeling she's just trying a little bit too hard. That's beautiful.
Here's to 175, that's 5'9". Oh, what a shot. You don't see better than that. No, it's short. What a good rally. Brilliant! What to... That's wonderful. Women's singles tactics. Yeah, well... This is a big point. This is important. Oh, that was going long, surely. Yeah, that's it.
Making an effort to direct most of her attack to the backhand side of Sung Ji Hyun when she can play from the back of the court. She's a lot more passive on that side in her defence. If Ohori hits hard to her forehand side, however, she steps in and hits it hard, and there's a lot more pressure on the return. Like that.
Yeah. Oh, good defence. Overdone it. There it is again. Missed it. Missed it. Well, it's quite clear what's... It's going long. Oh, crikey, she took it. Yeah, Sung Ji-hyun's looking for that down her backhand side now. She's covering it. She's stepped in. It is. And takes it the first time of asking. 21-15.
Sung Ji-hyun, 21-15.
20 minutes. So, Ollie, with the start of this second game, is there something that the left-hander should be doing differently? Do you agree with me, first of all, that perhaps Sung Ji-hyun is beginning to look for that attack down her backhand side?
I think that last Aya Ohori was playing catch-up that whole first set, and she just couldn't get close enough to put any real pressure on Sung Ji-hyun. So I think she should continue with the way she has been playing until we see some more evidence from Sung Ji-hyun that she knows what's going on and that she's...
It's a good rally. Oh, look at that. Yeah, no wonder. Yeah. Play is absolutely vital. We've talked about that for years in men's singles, haven't we? But I think that women's singles is developing so rapidly that I think that the net play and the control at the front of the court is almost as important in women's singles now as it is men's singles.
Exactly. I think we talked about it earlier as well, about Ohori trying to hit.
That is terrific. Difference in badminton. I can never understand in tennis why everybody keeps saying that the left-handers serve when swinging from the ad court has an advantage against slice. One's hitting with the feathers, one's hitting against the feathers. So it is a totally different spin with a left-hander as opposed to a right-hander. That's going wide. Yeah. That's quarter-final. Ollie, the other day that Sung Ji-hyun played that hour and 14 minutes. That was brutal. We watched that, didn't we? And I mean, she looked exhausted at the end of it. Oh, well, with shots like that, that blows my theory to pieces.
The quarter-final was brutal. It's the only match that's been 3 games that she's played this week, so you wouldn't say she's had a really tough week.
She has played a lot of tournaments. This is her 6th tournament of the year, though.
Yeah, now that's something that could take a physical toll.
Yeah.
And a mental one as well, actually.
So it's not just the number of tournaments, she's getting through round after round after round. Nice. That's a couple of times where she's...
For a clean winner, and then when she holds it like that, she can push it straight down towards Sung Ji-hyun's backhand as well, so she really doesn't know where it's coming.
Immediately thinking, does she want a timeout? Is she feeling the pace? but I've seen it before, and then she just storms on.
Yeah, exactly. We saw it in the quarterfinal on Friday evening where she was, 10-11 behind at the...
Fault.
Yeah.
7.
Asia. Yeah, there's the net battle. Yeah. Oh, that was going wide, I'm sure. But it was taken. It's purely...
Or even wide.
Yes.
Then,
That's super. Well, there was a round the head shot played there by Ohori. It made me wince. Oh, yes, goodness me. Contorted the back. I don't know how they do that. One of us women's singles players used to use. Crikey, that wouldn't last 2 minutes today, would it? Oh, that's clever. Oh, she's overdone it! Before you try going for the winner at the front. No, of course you've got to keep it in. That's nice. Just wide. Well, this next. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
11.
That is extraordinary.
Interval.
Oh, is she all right? She's awfully slow to get up.
Bottom.
She's hurt herself. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear me.
Referee.
Oh. Oh no. No, no, no. Well, it was the most extraordinary defensive shot. Oh, well, it was that right foot.
yeah, she's just missed a step, hasn't she? There.
Now, is it Achilles or is it ankle? Oh my goodness. Tell us all about the severity, I think, of that injury.
Yeah, I just wonder if the number of tournaments that she's been playing this year and the frequency of those has had something to do with it. It was a freak accident, of course, but when you're competing at this level for so long.
No, she seems to be moving okay.
So it's
No, that
over.
one. Just wide. That's good judgment.
Well,
Play, you can't help but focus on, you know, the fact that there is an injury. You don't want to aggravate it more, especially in this Olympic qualifying period. I think she's pretty safe with Olympic qualifying, to be honest. But, you know, it does distracts your focus.
Yeah, it takes incredible mental strength to be able to block something like that out, especially in a final like this. And like you say, with the Olympics coming up, that was a great shot. But yeah,
Of a lot of tournaments, you know, either you've got to say to yourself, no, I'm okay.
So it's over. Inside. 13,
Well, the line judge called it in.
12.
Well, 1-1. Especially watching her movements, lunging forward to the forehand side, because with a right ankle injury, that is the movement that's going to be most awkward, and I thought it was fine.
yeah, she seems to be okay moving there, and also to the forehand corner in the rear court sometimes if she's a bit later, but from that,
Yeah,
she looks
look at
strong.
that movement, yeah. And there,
There.
yeah. Yeah, good block. It's a pity because it was such a good rally. Missed it. Oh, good smash. Yeah, you could just see.
Far.
15 all. Yeah. That's experience, isn't it? This stage in a match. That's a good clear. Big high clear. What a good rally. That's wide. Oh, well taken. Oh! Well,
She has complete faith in her own shot quality.
brilliant. Good rally. Oh, that's nice. Magnificent.
Good choice.
sensational!
Service over.
What a... Just long. Missed it. That's another one of those provoked
Service over.
errors. Yes, sinks to her knees. A second Grand Prix gold title this year. A 9th Grand Prix gold title in total. Well, the #1 seed has withstood the pressure, and she was under severe pressure today because Aya Ohori of Japan put up a brave